What's up, guys? Paul Avicola here with Nick Anderson, and I really wanted to share something with you guys because I believe that it's a very valuable mentality to have. And I was reading the autobiography of Andrew Carnegie. For those of you guys who don't know Andrew Carnegie, look the guy up. I mean, absolutely phenomenal man who shared, his wisdom, knowledge on his experiences through life and money. But second wealthiest man who ever lived. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that the book is changing my life. It's literally changing my life the way I think. He was telling me about a story about this guy named Mr. Pullman, who was a partner to Andrew Carnegie, and he was talking about all the troubles that he'd had in his life. And as people were saying, oh man, look at that guy, he has so many problems, yet he's very successful. He said, look at all the problems this guy has. And he said, yes, it's true, my friends. Yes, it's true. I've had a long, hard life full of many troubles. But here's a curious fact about them. 9/10 of them never even happened. And to me, that was pretty cool to hear, because I was starting to think about all of the times that I've created a problem in my life before I even crossed that bridge. All the times I thought about everything that could go wrong, when in reality, I actually, once I'd done it, it wasn't actually that big of a deal. And I made it seem a lot worse than it actually was. I think it's foolish for any man to go into something, to cross a bridge before he even comes to it. To, bid the devil, good day before he even meets him. It's something that I think can create a lot of struggle in life, because you're so worried about all the things that can go wrong, when in reality it probably won't even be as bad as you thought it'd be. And I can think of so many instances in my life where that's been the case. Before I went to college, I didn't have any money to go. I hadn't set anything up. I wasn't even really expecting to go. I kind of just went because, I was told to go. It was one of those things that since everyone expected of me, I went. But I got accepted into a college here in Montana, MSU. And it was funny because before that entire summer was the best summer of my life. But I hadn't set up a single thing. I hadn't had a dorm room to sleep in. I hadn't figured out where the money was coming from to go to college. I mean, I literally hadn't got down to the point where I even picked out what I wanted to study. So I was literally going to just be another statistic. I wasn't actually going to accomplish, getting a degree by any means. And, so I was worried. Literally that entire week, I just kept having fun, wasn't really thinking or focusing on it. However, in the back of my mind the entire time, I was just thinking about the problem. I hadn't done anything yet. So I was like, all right, man, here's the deal. I'm just going to go down to Bozeman, Montana. I'm going to check the college out, and hopefully they accept me. By the time I got there, literally everything got figured out, and I'd spent an entire week paralyzed in worry because I hadn't done anything. So, it created a situation in my life where, because I worried so much about the problem, that the problem was never actually even the problem. The problem is only your perceived value to the problem, what you perceive the problem to be, your attitude towards the problem. And that was something that I really took away from that. Andrew Carnegie said the exact same thing. 9/10 of problems never actually happen. It's all just perceived.
Definitely, guys. And it's kind of funny because a lot of people, they have certain problems in their life, but I'm sure people out there where you see the problems that they're facing and you might think that's not a problem at all. Or you might have a problem and one of your friends, someone that looks at that problem, they're like, I don't see that as a problem. So what might be a problem to someone else might not be a problem to you, then what might be a problem to you might not be a problem to someone else. It's like T. Harv Eker talks about in Millionaire Mind, if you guys have watched that video. He says, for example, if you're let's say on a scale of 0 to 10, level 0, level 10, you're a level 10 person. If you have a level 2 problem, you're going to be so much larger than your problem. But if you have, let's say, a level 8 problem, and you're a level 2 person, it's going to seem like a massive wall that you cannot climb. So in order to overcome your problems, you guys, you just have to grow yourself as a person. And Paul and I were just talking about this a little bit earlier. Every single person has problems, but the problem is not the problem. The problem is how you perceive the problem. It's merely a symptom of what's going on, underground, you guys. And it's a crazy story. Donald Trump, you guys obviously know who he is, multi-billionaire. He was actually at a point where he ran so many businesses into the ground that he was over $9 billion in debt. I want you guys to imagine that. Now, if you've ever been in debt before, maybe you've been like, a couple $100 in debt, maybe a few thousand, maybe even like tens of thousands of dollars. I want you to imagine what it'd be like to be $9 billion in debt. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around that. You'd basically be walking down the street, and if a homeless man comes up to you, you're $9 billion worse off than he is right there. So that's pretty crazy, guys. But look at what he took that situation, that problem that he had, and look at what he turned it into, you guys. You know, there's a lot of issues that people face in their life, and in order to overcome them, you just have to understand there's no such things as problems, you guys. And it's crazy because, you know, throughout our entire life, we're sort of trained to believe that failure and problems are a bad thing. And the reason for this is, you know, just our education system. I mean, if you look at it, you know, going through school, we're taught that failing is a bad thing. I mean, if you do bad on your homework, then you're going to probably do bad on your test. If you do bad on your test, you fail the class, you might get held back in school. I mean, if you guys have ever been like punished for getting a bad grade before, I know when I was younger, my parents, they would like ground me, wouldn't let me go out hang out with my friends if I got like a C or a D on a test or anything like that. And I always thought that failing was a bad thing. But in order to learn, you know, you have to make mistakes, you have to fail, you know, you have to face problems, because the worse off, you know, the worst problem that you have, you guys, the sweeter the victory. And it just makes for a better story. I mean, like every setback that we've had, we use that setback and we leverage it as a story to be able to empower other people. So just understand, you guys, you know, the problem's never the problem. Every single problem that you have, you can get past it. You know, it's just going to make a better story 6 months, a year down the road, and just add to your character, and it'll allow you to dig your roots a little bit deeper. So, you know, we just wanted to come to you with a quick tip of the day, you guys. Hopefully you got value out of that. Share this video with other people, and we will see you on the next video. Peace.